Welcome to MarketTamer.com. Today we'll discuss Inflation Nation, but before we get there, let's cover the disclaimer that nothing in this presentation constitutes a recommendation to buy or sell a security, and please do contact your financial advisor for any advice you wish to seek. Today in the Financial Times there was a very interesting article, and it began with this Hemingway quote: "The first panacea for a mismanaged nation is inflation of the currency. The second is war. Both bring a temporary prosperity, both bring a permanent ruin. But both are the refuge of political and economic opportunists." And that was from Ernest Hemingway, Notes on the Next War, a serious topical letter written in 1935, just 4 years before the Second World War began. Now, why are we introducing that? Well, one of the reasons is in the article, the author Wolfgang Munkau discusses a number of items, including the fact that bankers and economists argue that high inflation would reduce the real level of debt. Essentially, it would allow indebted households and banks to deleverage faster and with less pain, and that to achieve the desired increase in inflation, the U.S. Federal Reserve should either announce an inflation target or simply keep interest rates at zero when the recovery begins. That way, real interest rates would become strongly negative. And the advocates of such strategy include some of the most influential U.S. economists. But as we know, monetary policy affects inflation with long and variable lags. And so in the article, the author discusses the fact that inflation is really a transfer of wealth from creditors to debtors, essentially from China to the U.S. In fact, a rise in U.S. inflation could easily lead to a pullout of global investors from U.S. bond markets. And the question then is, what would be the impact of this? Well, one certainly very possible outcome would be that there would be a crash in the dollar's real effective exchange rate, which would in turn add further inflationary pressure. So stimulating inflation is really another quick fix strategy, like many of the bank rescue packages currently in operation. And the article then concludes that, as Hemingway said, it would feel good for a time, but it would solve no problems and create new ones. And these new problems, what could they be? Well, they could be of the political, social, economic, and financial sort. In fact, we're seeing some of them already in England when we see the people start to get extremely upset at the politicians for implementing and supporting many of these policies. So we'll talk more about this in the wrap-up and the market forecast coming up, but just wanted to bring that article to your attention. And as always, if you wish to join us, please feel free to come on over to MarketTamer.com. For members, just log in and we'll be discussing these items and many more in classes in the coming days. All the best. We wish you a wonderful Memorial Day, and take good care, folks.